good enough. That's good enough. Oh dear God, I'm really sorry for that awkward intro. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2, finally, of the Shea Mcdonough show. I do sincerely apologise that it has been a very long time since the last episode, much later than I anticipated. But unfortunately, I've just not had time to do stuff, and mentally I've just been a bit drained and exhausted and whatnot. But it is okay because we're here now. I've not forgotten about it. I've not forgotten about this whole show or you, so do not worry whatsoever. We've got quite a good bit of stuff to talk about today, including, what I've been up to, Q&A, the news, and the normal tip for life that I give you at the end of every episode. So let's just get started, really, with what I have been up to. I need to get my glasses on because I should not be saying that at 23, but I've got no choice. I've got lazy eye and whatnot. So yeah, what have I been up to? Mainly it's just been taking time to myself, if I'm being honest. And like I said at the beginning, I've been just a bit mentally strained recently, if that makes any sense. I've been experiencing that. Sorry. Quite a bit. More than I would have liked, if that makes any sense. But it is a major improvement from, let's say, a couple of years back, or I would say during the pandemic, that was the worst of it, if that makes any sense. I would just legit be in bed all day doing nothing because you couldn't go out, you couldn't do anything, you had to stay home. It was dystopian, as say. It was the weirdest experience. All of these pictures I've seen everywhere empty. It looked like something from 28 days later. I swear to God. Oh, it wasn't pleasant whatsoever. But compared to now, 5 years later, but still, it is an improvement. I am slowly getting there, but I've just got to try and push through whenever I can, and whenever I have the energy to, really. Another thing that I've been getting into is television. I've been getting into a bit more television shows, and this is one show in particular that I absolutely adore. And I'm just going to play you the intro to this show. In fact, I'm going to give you 10 seconds, right, to have a guess of what this show can be. Here's some clues. It's from Disney, it's animated, and it debuted in the 1990s. 10 seconds, go. Has this been all my life? Here's the thing about gargoyles. Here's the thing. I saw it once on Disney Plus when my family and I had Disney Plus. It's like a crumb on my iPad screen. Sorry. And I saw the episode titles and descriptions and the animation style, and I thought, oh, that looks cool. I might give it a try in the future. But then it just left my mind. I rediscovered it a few months later, and I've been hooked. I can't lie to you, I have been hooked. It is phenomenal. I mean, how can you ever go wrong with Keith David's voice? Him as Goliath? Unbelievable. And if I'm not mistaken, this was his big break, I think. This is his first, properly major voice acting role. What a way to kick off with a bang. Absolutely amazing. And it's such a brilliant television too. I know, and I know a lot of people, criticise the third season in particular, the Goliath Chronicles. I like that season. I don't know why, but I just like that season. It's just really fun for me, if that makes any sense. And I love all the characters there. I really do. Goliath, Broadway, Hudson, Lexington, Bronx, Brooklyn, Elisa, David Sanatos, Fox, and even Owen, I love him. They're just all really well written, and I really wish that Disney could look back on this and say, we need to do more stuff like this. Because I understand that there is a comic for it, there are comics for it, but I've just not had the time really to read those comics. I've not been into comics really myself, if I'm being honest. I'm more into the television show. I just really wish that it continued. But then when I saw it cancelled, I was like, oh, really? So I was feeling a bit, down about that. Because it was phenomenal. One of the best shows I've ever seen. And Deadly Force. A masterpiece. A masterpiece on television and a masterpiece on gun, danger and violence. Like, I don't know why they cancelled it or banned it to begin with, because I feel it's important that kids see stuff like this. Is it a bit dark and scary? Yes, but it's the truth. Guns are dangerous and they can kill people, and I love how they demonstrated that in the show while still mixing that sort of action that the show is known for. It is fantastic. And Broadway's voice acting, Jesus Christ. It was raw. It was amazing. I'd seen him crying on that rooftop. Jesus. This is the golden age of Disney shows. Golden age. And I'm not taking no for an answer. It was phenomenal. If you get the chance to watch Gargoyles, please watch it. I'm begging you. And also I've been doing up my bedroom at my mother's house and doing some spring cleaning, painting the walls and getting my life back on track, if that makes any sense. Really, pushing through to make my life that little bit better. And yeah, it's a bit slow now and then, but take it one day at a time and hopefully I'll be okay. Now, bit of an announcement for you. This is a very big emphasis on that word, might be streaming on Twitch in the future. Now, this isn't going to be like any gaming or all of these reactions videos. It's mainly just going to be just chilling, chatting, and maybe doing some painting here and there. Kind of like Bob Ross when they were on Twitch. He was on Twitch. Bob Ross, he used to, just episodes of the show would be live streamed on Twitch all the time. I want to do something a bit similar like that, if that makes any sense. Just chilled and relaxed and not crazy big. Just in for the vibes, if that makes any sense. Just to hang around, talk to one another, and just enjoy it. So if you are interested in that, please do let me know. Now, it is time to get into the news, and we're moving a bit more forward in terms of how we do this stuff, instead of having it all on the paper, because this is just to help me with my timetable. I have got the old phone, my old iPhone here. Well, this is technically it's my mother's iPhone, then she lent it to me, if that makes any sense, when she got a new one. So we've got the news on here. So let's just get straight into it. Now, I understand some of you may be worried about my 2 horror movies, if you've been on Twitch or on the last episode. The Red Rose Killings and Tartarus Noir. I want to reassure all of you right now that they are not being scrapped and they are not cancelled. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to do one movie at a time just to get things started, and then it'll help build my confidence for when I make a bigger movie, if that makes any sense. So I'm starting it easy with the Red Rose Killings, and then I'm going to move forward to Tartarus Noir, because that's going to be a really big film. I'm going to have to draw every single frame, and mentally that could be a bit strenuous for me, so I've got to just be careful with what I do. But speaking of which, the Red Rose Killings, the script is still being written as we speak, so they are not... In fact, actually, do Okay, I don't think I have the red wrestling script, but I'm going to show you something here. Just get it out. Here we are. This is the working script for Tartarus Noir. This is some stuff that I've got down already. As you can see, it is getting written. It is not getting, abandoned or neglected. It is typed out. It is written. I'm just going to make the wise choice to do the Red Rose Killing first and then Tartarus Noir, so I can get to grips with how making a horror movie works. But do not worry, the Tartarus Noir and Red Rose Killings is not cancelled. You have my word. Now, next in the news, there are many more eBay listings on my store now available. Some figurative pictures and portraits and some landscapes as well, if you're a fan of landscapes. And some more abstract, sort of whimsical, weird, crazy stuff, because I've always been into more of that sort of like dreamy looking stuff that may not be traditional art, if that makes any sense, because that's just how I like to do art, really. So if you're interested, please do check it out. And on this YouTube video, I want to say another massive thank you for helping me get to 100 Discord members. 100 people in one of the best and most wonderful communities I could ever ask for, and I'm so grateful for it. Like, forgive me if I cry or get a lump in my throat from emotion, but like 100 people, that is amazing. And all of you made that happen, and I could not be more thankful for it. All of my members of staff, all the members there, all of you checking it out from this YouTube page, all my Twitter, all my Blue Sky. I love you. I really, really do. And I thank each and every one of you. And you have my utmost respect in every way possible. Bloody love you. It is just amazing to know that 100 people are happy to be in my Discord server and they enjoy it. That's what I really like about it. It's a place where they can get together, make friends, and just feel safe. Because a lot of the time, social media, the outside world, it's just really big and crazy, and it can get overstrenuous and overstimulating. And I feel like sometimes people just want to say to themselves, I need to go somewhere where it's just nice and quiet. And so I'm really happy to know that 100 people and counting feel that my place is the best place for that. And I could not be more grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, God. Love it so much. Right. Okay. Next, we have got the Q&A. And I have got the phone here to bring me to the Q&A section on my Discord server. Let me give you a look there. We've got quite a number of good questions there. So let's get straight into it. This is from Itami, a good friend of mine, and he asks, okay, so where is it you draw the most inspiration from? Now, I don't know if they meant inspiration for my artwork or for my YouTube or whatnot. So I'm going to say what drew my inspiration from for my artwork and my YouTube. So let's start with artwork first. I would say it mainly started with Bob Ross. Like, Bob Ross was the person that really inspired me to try out painting, if that makes any sense, and try some new stuff. I used to do landscapes a lot of the time. You may remember it actually from my the Bliss of Painting series. Bob Ross inspired me greatly for that. That was like my first big step into artwork, if that makes any sense. And then what really got me into it was Gustav Klimt and his sort of golden, abstract yet realistic artwork. It just really drew me in. I was like, oh my God, I want to do something like that. And then also, what inspired me to do art for a full time was, it's a bit sad, but you've got to know. There was a bit of a personal issue with an ex-friend of mine who got a bit very toxic and a bit harsh. And we fell out, and then I just felt really inspired afterwards to push forward and prove that, despite what happened, I can still make it, if that makes any sense. Afterwards, I said to myself later that night, okay, no, you can't be down and down. I'm going to do it. I am going to do something with my life. And, here I am now. What was that? I'm so sorry. So yeah, here I am now, you know, eBay store, YouTube channel, 100-member Discord server, life getting back on track. It is phenomenal. So that's the art. And YouTube, I'm trying to think, because I've been on YouTube since my old high school days, like 2015, 2014. And I did have an old YouTube channel, but I left that one because I just didn't like the way I was like being on there, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've done videos where I reacted to my old YouTube before, and I was like really like cocky, if that makes any sense. I was not the best behaved YouTuber. And the reason why is because I was trying to copy a lot of like memes and trends that were like that were years old, like the bottle flip and like, yeah, go away haters. And I just did not learn from my mistakes, if that makes any sense. I mean, I did make one video, like you probably know what it was. That was like on this YouTube channel. That was one of my first like controversial YouTube videos. I think like 10, 20 people commented on that video, and you know, it was a big controversial thing at the time, but I just needed to get it out, and I do not regret doing that to this day, because all of these things and looking back on everything, and even keeping that old YouTube channel to one day stumble upon, look at videos of my old self and say, right, you cannot be like this anymore, you have to change. That's what inspired me to become a better person as a whole, if that makes any sense. And with a lot of support from my online friends, such as Demonic Jenny, JK Tiger, etc. Those were the people that really helped me, you know, put my foot down to become a better person even further. And they were some of the first, first online friends that I had ever made on YouTube, and as a whole, I should say. So to know that they could have my back and could help me with all of this was another huge inspiration for me. So I hope that answers your question. Sorry if I got a bit confused, but I do hope that answers your question. Okay. Right, from Whimsical Catbird. Okay. I'm just me, okay? I'm not this like huge celebrity. I just be kind, alright? I just want to make people happy, but thank you so much. I'm giving you a digital hug. Okay. Right, this is from Raffy Taffy. Out of all of your friends, who is the one that helps you the most and why? What on earth was that? Oh, it was just a drawing of it. Check out this drawing that I did, by the way, of a tree outside of my house, a cherry tree. Pretty cool. Okay, that is a good question. Because, like, okay, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to say a particular person, but I do have an answer. Because, like, I feel like a lot of people have inspired me and have helped me throughout my life. You know, I don't want to like say a specific person, because then I'm worried that the others will feel like I'm ignoring them or neglecting them, but that is not the case. But I do have one person that has been there for me since we first met, really, like I think over a year ago, and since then they have just been supportive, they've been loving, they've been caring. I've seen them as practically family at this point. We've even gifted each other like Christmas presents for the first time, and that was a big thing for me. That's the first time I could say, hi, do you want to, you know, do this? And they said, yeah, you give me something and I'll give you something. And they did. Like, let me show you this thing, for example. There we are. Yeah, they got me this book. Like, they spent their time to, you know, get this for me and send it to me. And it's things like this that mean a lot to me, because it makes me feel noticed. And it makes me feel like this is a person that I can genuinely love and, you know, look up to and go to if I need help. I remember once also having a panic attack, and they stopped their stream when they were live streaming, and they said, like, call me, talk to me, please, I want to help you. And I'll never forget all of those things that they did. So I will give this person a shout out, but just know that for all of my friends and all the people that are associated in my life, you help me just as much as this person does, and I'm forever grateful for every single one of you, and cross my heart on that. That is the truth. So this person is called the Awu Lady. I know that sounds like a weird name, but they are a Twitch streamer, mainly doing things such as Marvel Rivals, Dead by Daylight, and a different game here and there occasionally. But if you would possibly, just give them a check out and, give them a follow and say that Shea sent you and he thanked you so much, and, you're this really, really cool person. Just to lend them a hand. That would mean a lot to me if you could. That would really, really, really help. One person to another. Just one human being to another, just to be kind. See, if you could do that, the Awu Lady, that would mean the world to me. So that's my answer. Okay, that is the questions. Oh, wait, do I? Oh, no, because I just saw a notification from someone. I thought I recognised them, but I was mistaken. Okay, so that is the questions. And finally, a tip for life. And I do have a tip, actually, today. So I've had some people come to me for relationship questions. Now, I've never been in a personal relationship. I do have some, contact with someone that I like to say we're getting, fairly close, pretty close, saying that, like, I love you and I love you too, and yeah, my baby and stuff. But, I don't want to mention this person's name just in case to, respect their privacy and whatnot. They do mean a lot to me, but I kind of know some things here and there, if that makes any sense. I've not been in a relationship, like, properly since, like, 2016, I think. And, like, I was confused about that time. Like, I did make quite a mistake here and there. And also, you have to bear in mind, I hadn't come out yet. I didn't realise that I was gay at that time. So that just further added to the confusion, if that makes any sense. But I do remember that one person came to me and said, I think I like someone. And they said, and, I asked them, how long had they been, liking them or, like, feeling about this? And they said for a couple of days. And, they've been talking here and there, whatnot, and spending some time together and having a good time. And then they said, what should I do? I think they said something along the lines of, I think I like this person, what should I do? So, this may sound a bit like, direct, or like, I don't want to, what's the word, I'm not, is it direct or strict, or, I don't think it's strict, because I'm not being rude when I say it. This is basically what I would do. Relationships, like, properly are a really, really big thing, if that makes any sense, because once you enter it, you are going to have these major feelings for each other, and you don't want to let each other go, etc. So, in my opinion, if you are going to, feel like you are attracted to someone, I wouldn't say to them, I like you, like, after a few days, because what I'm thinking is you have to form a proper bond first before, you take it to the next stage, because the next stage is really, really important. It defines how you both feel for each other. So what I would do is I would give it a month or two. Take this month or two to spend some time with them and really get to know them and tell them about yourself and know about them for a little bit. And, show them that you're kind, you're compassionate, and you want to genuinely be there for them. And then, after a month or two, where you formed that bond, a proper friendship bond, and, you feel like you're ready, you feel like you're ready to tell them how they feel, then yes, go through it. And if it works, then fantastic. But when you are doing it, just make sure you let them know that just be respectful and kind about it, if that makes any sense. And even if it doesn't work out, you've at least shown that you've shown respect by, not telling them immediately and being kind and patient with them, and for being honest with them. So that's what I would do. That's my little tip for life. If you're going to do a relationship, make sure you take your time with it. Build that bond, and then really make sure that that bond is strong, if that makes any sense, before taking it to the next level. And I do believe, ladies and gentlemen and non-binary friends, lovely ladies, glorious gentlemen, and never boring non-binary friends, there we go, sorry. That is the end of this episode. I do hope that you have liked this episode, and I do hope that I can do a third one much sooner than from last year. But it has been a pleasure being here with you always. Stay hydrated, get some good food down, stay safe, and God bless you, and I love you all. Goodbye!